So a lot of you guys are moving into the Nikon system for the first time, and you're kind of curious to know whether you should go for the 24 to 70 f4, which is this lens, or you should go for the 28 to 75 f2.8. Now, what's the difference, right? The first difference is that the 24 to 70 f4 is an S-line lens. It's one of the first lenses in the Nikon lineup, which was launched about 7.5, 8 years back. And the 28 to 75 is about 3.5 years old, a little bit younger as well. Not sure, but this is a more recent lens, the 28 to 75. Rumors say that the 28 to 75 is based on the Tamron 28 to 75, which you get for the Sony mount and some other mounts as well. The important thing is that the 28 to 75 Nikon version is clearly better than what you get for the Sony mount. And I think it's better because Nikon have taken the fundamental formula and then they've added their own magic. So I think the coatings on the 28 to 75 f2.8 are much better than the Tamron version. The coatings are Nikon's own coatings, and therefore you get really, really good performance in terms of chromatic aberration and all that. You're going to see a much more perfect image on the Nikon 28 to 75 2.8 than on the Tamron 28 to 75 2.8. By the way, you can buy the Tamron 28 to 75 2.8 as well for the Nikon Z mount. But today, let's talk about 24 to 70 f4 and the 28 to 75 f2.8. The first difference, this has 24 millimeters, so it can go wider. It can go wider than the 28 to 75. But then this is a bit more telephoto, right? Because it can go up to 75. The thing is that that 5 ml more reach on the telephoto end on the 28 to 75 is really not much. You're not going to see or feel the difference. But you're definitely going to see the difference between 28 millimeters and 24 millimeters. So if you're someone who might need some, a bit wider and you want it to be in a single lens, go for the 24 to 75 just because you have access to 24. But then this is f4, right? F4, one stop less light, is this pro? Yes, it is pro because this is an S-line lens. Although this is only f4, the quality of this lens is something else. Let me tell you, the color reproduction of the S-line lenses are significantly different, better than the non-S lenses, at least in my experience. I do feel that the S-line lens colors are better, more natural, more vibrant, and you see the difference, especially while shooting portraits, and you see a skin tone difference. I see that consistently on S-line lenses. You also see better against light performance on the S-line lenses compared to the non-S lenses. Yeah, you're going to see a few things happen really, really much better on the f4 24 to 70. So if you want better picture quality overall, more perfect, more traditionally superior professional picture quality, you should go for the f4 because if you're shooting products or you want like a deeper depth of field, you don't want bokeh as much. For your professional work, you should really go for the 24 to 70 because you get wide, you can get to 70 mm as well, and you have a really, really rich color and detailed reproduction. By the way, the 24 to 70 is also very sharp. It's very sharp. It's sharper at f4 than the 28 to 75 is at f4, at least in my experience. And I'll show you proof of that if I'm able to show you. But from my experience, this is a sharper lens. Around f5.6 to f8, both lenses are going to be equally sharp, but the color difference is going to remain. The chromatic aberration performance on the f4 S-line lens is also better than the 28 to 75 2.8, but the f2.8 is not too far behind. The chromatic aberration is really, really well suppressed by Nikon's coatings and all that on the f2.8 lens. Understand that the f2.8 828 to 75 is also replacing this stands in for a far more expensive 24 to 70 f2.8 S-line lens, right? So what you're replacing with this lens is not really an f4 lens, but a 2.8 S-line lens. But does this really competes very well with the f4 lens, because you get that one stop extra light. So in low light performance, definitely you're going to get better results on the 28 to 75. You're going to get a bit more bokeh as well, and the bokeh is nice. Well, it's not as smooth as the 24 to 70 f 2.8 S-line lens, but this is like, unless you look at them side by side, you're not going to see a difference, and you're going to be very pleased with the performance of the bokeh performance of the 28 to 75. You're also going to see very good focus performance on the 28 to 75. Really good focus performance. This does not focus or perform like a non-S-line lens. It's really top of the line focus performance. When it comes to focus performance, let me also talk about that this one character on the 28 to 75. This lens, the 28 to 75, actually acts like a parfocal lens, all right, which means that when you zoom in from 28 to 75 and you focus on a particular area or on a subject, whether you zoom in or zoom out, it's not going to change point of focus. That's amazing. That's called parfocal performance, and you get that. Both these lenses actually protrude out, as you can see. Both these lenses protrude out, but the 24 to 70 protrudes out. They're almost the same actually. So in terms of the protrusion, you're not going to see a difference there. They're almost the same size. I'm guessing the same weight as well. But yes, I do feel that overall the 24 to 70 is a bit more flexible. If I do travel and street photography, I'm going to use and also product, I'm going to use the 24 to 70 a bit more. I bought this lens. I do not use this lens very often, but whenever I'm traveling, I reach out for my 24 to 70. And whenever I'm shooting video, right? Whenever I'm shooting video, I want that nice, a little bit of shallow depth of field, a stop more of light on my sensor. I think of the 28 to 75. I think these are very close, but for me, at the end of the day, the major difference is in the color reproduction. Everything else is almost same. So the choice is really between nicer, better, more accurate, more vibrant colors of the 24 to 70 f4 S-line versus everything almost as good, but one step more light, and you compromise a bit on the color and vibrancy, which, by the way, you can change in post, especially if you're giving it enough light, giving the files enough light. So it is a tough choice. I would say for most users should go for 24 to 70 f4, especially if you're a photo first guy. If you're a video first guy, go for the 28 to 75, because you get that one stop more light. You get, this is, I feel, a bit more suited for video work. I think this is great for travel and high-end photography, tabletop. Also, the other difference is whether they're going to shoot portraits or not. If you're going to shoot portraits, you're going to really appreciate 2.8 at 75 millimeters, and that's going to give you a smile on your face. But then the color thing comes to your mind, right? You will not know unless you use an S-line lens. I think for color, look, if you're using a zoom lens, you're really going for flexibility. So don't worry so much about the color. If you need 2.8, go for the 28 to 75 2.8. And if you want to have a lens that gives you much better colors, go for the 51.8 S or the 85 1.8 S. Those are fantastic lenses, and nothing can beat them. The 51.8 S can be found in the second in the used market. Excellent lens, very affordable. In the used market, it's more affordable. So I would say, if flexibility is the first thing in your mind and you can afford two lenses, 28 to 75 2.8, couple that with either an 85 prime or a 50mm prime. That's where my verdict is. But yeah, just brute quality, the 24 to 70 f4. More balanced in terms of usability, different use case scenarios, 28 to 75. I really want to know that this video helped you clarify and get to a decision and not confuse you further. If you have questions, let me know in the comment section. Tell me what else you want to know more about. I'll try and put together videos for your queries and your probe areas. Help this channel grow to 10,000 subscribers soon, within the next 2.5 months. So therefore, please subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comment section what more you want to see. If you want to give me feedback, give me feedback. I'm going to see you soon, very, very soon, with another one.